About living in London, you never know where you're going to turn or which corner you're going to turn around and find something absolutely special, wonderful, about a person that you've known or thought about or seen perhaps on film, on stage for many years. And also, I don't know if you know this, but when you come to London, these lovely, intricate, small streets that you realise were people's houses, but now, of course, they're really sort of predominantly, when you think about it, in the very heart of Westminster and have more of a political leaning than perhaps a theatrical one. So today's blue plaque find, what I wanted to share with you, was of this man. Now, basically, Sir John Gielgud was a person that I'd heard about, all thanks to this comedy show called Spitting Image over here in the United Kingdom in the 80s, because him, alongside Ralph Richardson and Sir Laurence Olivier, would all be in beds and they'd all be checking to see if each other was still alive or had they read their obituaries. A little bit cruel, but apparently Sir John found this highly amusing. Now, this particular door and blue plaque here shows exactly where Sir John lived from this particular period. And at number 15, which is just behind the very heart of Westminster, Sir John lived here from 1943 to 1976. Very convenient, for travelling to the West End. He was one of those actors, though, that really, really loved stage work. Made Shakespeare his own at the Old Vic, and then, of course, as he moved further and further on, came into the commercial world. Many people will know him as the aging butler in the very, very funny movie. Many people will know him as the aging butler in the very, very funny movie Arthur, starring the brilliant Dudley Moore and the super talented Liza Minnelli. But of course, as he pointed out to someone, he basically took those roles for the commercial aspect, not necessarily for their artistic merit. Over here in England, he was knighted in 1953, the very year that our late and beautiful monarch, Queen Elizabeth II, came to the throne. And he was absolutely beside himself. But later on, as he picked up things like an Oscar, a Tony, an Emmy, he said they were kind of nice, but it didn't necessarily mean as much as becoming a Sir from Her Majesty. Now, of course, many people would say, who is Sir John Gielgud? But if you check out those performances, you can see truly what a brilliant actor he was. And when you do come to London, and if you are lucky enough to go to a theatre in London's West End, they actually did name a theatre after him. For many years, it was known as the Queen's Theatre, and then it's now been renamed the Gielgud Theatre. So next time, as I say, you're popping around on a London Red bus or simply walking around and you see a blue plaque like this, do take in their history because they are really fascinating. And what I find fascinating, as I'm sure many of you now know who watch this channel on a regular basis, is you just think, wow, this man, this tower of talent from the theatrical world, simply walked up and down these streets on his way to yet another record-breaking performance. Amazing to think. Neil Sean in the very heart of London.